Great. All right, let's take a look and start with how email validation kind of fits into the customer experience puzzle. And I guess, but first, before we get too far into it here, just a little bit about Freshadress for those of you who aren't familiar with us. We're an email marketing intelligence company. We help businesses and nonprofits clean, protect, and grow their email database. We work with over 3,000 clients, including 25% of the Fortune 100. We've been around since 1999, and since then, we've helped our customers clean over 16 billion email addresses. And now let's take a quick look at the world we live in, which is obviously changing rapidly. Email remains the most effective digital channel, and getting it right is a crucial part of delivering a stellar customer experience. We often say that email is king, and the king has definitely gotten stronger over the past year or so. This became very, very apparent when we lost physical touch with our customers in 2020. At that point, for a lot of us, email became just about the only way to keep in touch with customers. It was also vitally important when retailers started to reopen and had to educate customers on what to expect when they return. Just in terms of email, why we love it so much, it's the lowest hanging fruit for impacting marketing engagement and driving ROI. We see this $42, $44, $50 ROI on every dollar spent figure kicked around constantly, which is fantastic. But that ROI is only possible when your emails actually reach the inbox. So not anybody can just turn on an email program and see that type of ROI. You have to do it right. And landing in the inbox is a big part of getting it right. You can have the best creative, you can have the best offers, etc. But if your subscriber never receives it, then you're never going to generate that level of ROI. And in terms of ROI, and deliverability, there are a lot of factors that go into it, but what we see is the vast majority of deliverability issues stem from problems with the email addresses in your database. And these are the three biggest obstacles that we see to deliverability as it relates to those list quality issues. First and foremost, your email file is most likely corrupted. The second one is new data isn't always clean. There are issues with collection at every point of entry. I'll get into that a little bit in a moment. And the third is that clean data, good data, has a short shelf life. It turns bad. People change their email addresses. Those are going to bounce. Domains go dormant. Unused emails can turn into spam traps. So there are a lot of elements here that make this not the easiest venture and not really a DIY thing at all. Speaking of collection points and problems in those various areas, the best way to prevent deliverability issues is absolutely to clean and correct email addresses at the point of entry, everywhere you collect an email address. Speaking in terms of POS, our data shows that about 30% of the email addresses our clients collect at point of sale are entered incorrectly. It's a massive number. Every one of these bad or wrong addresses represents a lost business opportunity, and it really hurts the customer, the retailer's ability to honor their promise to customers. And it's just a massive number when you think of the sheer volume that retailers are collecting at point of sale. A few more important considerations when it comes to keeping your email data clean. I think the most important thing for a lot of us is that poor email data quality costs your company money. If you can't collect a clean email address for your customer, you can't properly monetize the relationship. You also can't honor your commitment to customers. They're giving you their email address and they have expectations. They want receipts, they want their rewards dollars, they want discounts. And when you can't honor that, that doesn't really bode well for the customer experience that you provide. As I'll get into in a second, there are many types of bad email addresses that can cause problems for you. Not all of them are easy to eyeball or find out and detect an ID on your own. Again, as I mentioned before, acquisition sources are flawed. You need to be really, really careful and scrutinize email addresses wherever they come from. And then I think the bright side of the equation here is that when you get this right, which doesn't require a whole ton of effort, just some focus on your end, it really yields some major results. If you clean and correct in real time, you're always capturing a clean, deliverable email address for your customer. You're keeping the bad, toxic spam trap addresses from ever entering your database. You're not running into problems with your ISP or third-party block listing organizations. You're not, jeopardizing your ability to send any email at all. Good email data quality leads to better inbox placement, higher engagement, and revenues. It's not the only factor, but it's definitely a big one. Now, just a quick look at the types of bad email addresses. These are some of the worst offenders that we see. You've got problematic addresses, which are spam traps, honeypots, etc., invalid, spam complainers, typos, role accounts, bogus email addresses, disposable email addresses. And I think the one big takeaway, aside from the fact that these are no good for your email marketing ROI and your program, is that data quality took a big hit during COVID. We saw 17%-ish fewer valid addresses be submitted from our customers in 2020. We saw almost a 50% leap in disposable addresses. And we found that problematic category, which encompasses spam traps, makes up about a 0.5% of the average list we see, which doesn't seem like a lot at first. But when you look at a list of 1 million records, that's 5,000 dangerous addresses. Just one of those spam traps, if it's the wrong one, could lead you to ISP blocking, third-party block listing that could prevent you from sending any email at all and not reaching any of your customers. So just something to keep in mind. And now let's take a quick look at how our process works. This is available in real time, implemented, integrated with the Teamwork solution, really easy to get up and running at point of sale. We use a check, correct, protect way of kind of talking about this. So the first step is very, very simple. We just make sure that it's a real email address. It can accept emails. The second, correct step, very important for point of sale. It's kind of like a spell check technology. Somebody puts in the wrong address, it will prompt them with a right address and allow them to make that correction in real time, so you're never getting any bad data into your database. And then protect is keeping out that toxic stuff that I spoke about before, the spam traps, the honeypots, the frequent complainers, the stuff that's really going to cause big, big problems for you. And then just to reemphasize some of the real-time benefits real quick, it's just no bad data is ever getting into your database. If you're working with a lead generation team, no bad leads are getting passed through. It's all accurate, real-time customer data that helps you deliver a better customer experience. No more high bounce rates. Your welcome emails are getting through, which are very important. Just some of the benefits. Here's a real quick look at an example of what this looks like on a web form for one of our customers. The process is very, very similar at point of sale. Someone enters an email address. Our technology tells you that you're missing an @ sign. This is an incorrect email address. It doesn't pass that first step, and then it prompts you with a suggestion for a correction. So you're always capturing clean, accurate data. And finally, just to look at some of our recent client wins. I think the Shoe Carnival case study might be more applicable here. They just had an issue at point of collection in a super busy retail environment. We're collecting tens of thousands of spam traps and suffering as a result. Their welcome emails, the deliverability on those were not good. They really needed to work with a partner to get that ship in order, and we helped them do that and generate a very substantial ROI in the process. So that's just kind of a quick look at some of the problems to be aware of, some of the benefits of focusing on email address quality, and then some of the results of doing so.